What happens when gods throw a cosmic tantrum and leave humanity scrambling across fractured islands? You get Day of the Shell, a tactical roguelite that promises to deliver divine retribution through streamlined strategy. This isn't your typical turn-based affair where you deliberate for minutes over each move. Here, every decision happens with a single click, creating a rhythm that's both accessible and surprisingly deep. The premise immediately hooks you, playing as a lone huntress in a world shattered by jealous deities, armed with nothing but a revolver and determination to destroy the shell, a corrupted crystal born from divine spite. It's mythology with attitude, wrapped in tactical gameplay that respects your time while challenging your mind. The one-click, one-turn mechanic isn't just a gimmick, it's the game's greatest strength. Each action feels immediate and intuitive, yet the strategic depth runs deeper than you'd expect. Positioning matters. Cover saves lives. Enemy types demand different approaches, and destructible terrain keeps battles dynamic. I found myself constantly weighing risk versus reward. Should I take that shot from behind partial cover, or reposition for a cleaner angle? The crumbling pillars that shift mid-battle add tactical wrinkles that force adaptation. Different weapons, revolvers, shotguns, bows, each bring their own tactical considerations, though they don't feel as distinct as they could. The moment-to-moment gameplay shines brightest during these tactical puzzles. You're not just moving pieces around a board. You're orchestrating small-scale battles where every tile counts. The interplay between terrain hazards like mud tiles and line-of-sight mechanics creates genuine strategic tension. But here's where Day of the Shell stumbles. Longevity. The roguelite structure that should sustain dozens of hours feels underdeveloped. Meta progression amounts to small percentage boosts that barely register. Weapon unlocks hide behind boss currency bottlenecks, making progression feel grindy rather than rewarding. The RNG can be brutal, not in the challenging way that makes you want to try again, but in the frustrating way that ends runs before they begin. Some enemy placements feel genuinely unfair, especially early on when you lack tools to handle them. It's the difference between "I need to play better" and "I need better luck," and Day of the Shell leans too heavily toward the latter. While the art direction nails that post-apocalyptic fantasy vibe with colorful, readable environments, the execution has rough edges. Audio occasionally cuts out completely, leaving you in eerie silence broken only by gunfire. The game sometimes freezes between turns, as if struggling to process your decisions. Navigation feels clunky on the grid system. Too often I'd click on a tile only for the cursor to jump somewhere unexpected, usually onto an enemy, turning careful positioning into accidental suicide. These aren't game-breaking issues, but they chip away at the tactical precision the game demands. The soundtrack adapts well to the pacing, building tension during combat, and settling into contemplative melodies during exploration. When it works, the audio design effectively supports the atmosphere. When it doesn't, the silence feels jarring. Day of the Shell succeeds as a tactical experience but falters as a roguelite. The core gameplay loop is genuinely engaging. Those one-click decisions create a satisfying rhythm that makes just one more run dangerously easy to justify. The tactical depth surprises you, and the mythological backdrop provides just enough narrative weight to justify the destruction. However, the limited variety in weapons, enemies, and upgrade paths quickly exposes the game's shallow end. Once you've discovered the most effective strategies, subsequent runs start feeling formulaic. The progression systems that should drive long-term engagement instead feel like afterthoughts. For players seeking tactical gameplay in digestible chunks, Day of the Shell delivers exactly what it promises. The streamlined mechanics and quick restart options make it perfect for short sessions. But those hoping for the depth and replayability that define great roguelites might find themselves looking elsewhere after the initial novelty wears off. It's a solid foundation that needs more content, better balance, and expanded mechanics to reach its potential. As it stands, Day of the Shell is an interesting experiment that's worth experiencing, even if it doesn't quite stick the landing.